All right, Coach, thank you for joining. We're going to start with Nick King with Channel 3, Channel 5, followed by Kellen Olson.
Monty, this is the fifth straight game that you guys led the entire fourth quarter by double digits. Have you ever heard of anything like that? And just what does it say about how well you guys are playing?
Well, no, I haven't heard of anything like that. I'm just grateful for a win and the way we're playing. The defensive side of the ball has been tremendous. The third quarter, holding them to 21 points, I thought that gave us a lot of confidence. And the guys are just making plays for each other, playing with a great deal of energy and force. And at the end, you know, the spacing that we had when they were blitzing, we were getting open threes and looks at the rim. You know, those are the things we work on in practice. And so I'm just, you know, I'm glad we have those kinds of leads in the second half. As a coach, you're just grateful for the win and grateful for the effort that the guys give to the team and each other.
Next up is Kellen Olson with Arizona Sports, followed by Dwayne Rankin.
Hey, Monty, there was that run in the back half of the third quarter where it was just possession after possession. Both teams were scoring. But once Denver stopped, you guys just kept scoring. What does it say about the team's resiliency and to go back to poise from the pregame to just take those shots and then keep hitting them on their own end?
Yeah, I mean, we talked about it this morning, having a great deal of poise and balance mentally. You know, on their home floor, they're going to have runs. But I thought we just played with a relentless attitude tonight. That's been who we are, who we have been all season long. And they were scoring, we scored, and then we started getting consecutive stops. And that third quarter, you know, holding them, like I said, to 21 points, I thought that gave us a lot of confidence. And then in the fourth, you know, we did what we had to do to get the win.
Next up is Dwayne Rankin with the Arizona Republic, and then Jovan Buha.
Yeah, Coach, you called a timeout. You guys were up 8, and then after that, you guys went on a 14-2 run. Just curious, maybe what was stressed during the timeout, and then what do you feel like you guys did after that during that run?
Yeah, I mean, we didn't stress anything new. We just talked about being solid on the defensive end. We didn't want to help as much when they were posting us up, and we certainly didn't want to give up back doors. But we've been talking about that all season, and the rebounding component. They had 10 offensive rebounds in the first half, and 8 in the second. So that's something that we have to get better at as far as improving our team and trying to beat a really good team on their home floor. But it wasn't anything new. We just tried to reiterate the things that we do well. And then we started to execute a little bit better on the offensive end, and we knocked down a few shots.
Next is Jovan Buha with The Athletic, followed by Kent Somers.
Hey, Monty. This is the third straight game that Chris has really taken over in the fourth. I think he now has 30 points on 12 of 13 shooting in the series. What have you seen from him down the stretch of these games?
I mean, it's the same thing we've seen from Chris for a long, long time now. I mean, his ability to understand those moments and managing the game. He was using the clock well, coming off pick and roll, getting to his spots. But it helps when you have guys like Jay and Book and Mikhail stretching the floor, and then DA puts pressure on the rim. But Chris's ability to do it on both sides of the floor, I thought he had a really big steal on, I think it was Barton one time, where he got his hand on the ball. So it's not just the offensive side. Defensively, he understands the moment, and offensively, he's just managing the game really well. But that's what he's done for a long time.
Next is Kent Somers with the Arizona Republic, followed by Michael Kelly.
Throughout that game, you guys obviously were able to repel them when they threatened. I'm thinking of Deandre in the second quarter getting an offensive rebound that led to a 3. Mikhail, I think later, kept the ball alive, got fouled. That led to a drive where you scored. Just what's that say about you guys? I know you were beaten on the offensive glass, but you were able to get a couple of important plays there.
Yeah, we DA on the boards. I mean, for most of the night, you just saw two big hands on the defensive board go up and get a lot of rebounds where nobody else could go. But he's done that all year. We rely on him probably too much. But the relentless attitude of Mikal and Torrey, Cam Johnson, like those guys getting over screens, offensively, getting 50-50 balls, like all that stuff gives us extra possessions. And usually when you get extra possessions like that, it opens up either a three or a shot at the rim. That's not scheme. That's not us drawing it up. That's just a lot of force and will displayed by our team.
Next is Michael Kelly with the Associated Press, followed by Gerald Brigay.
Yeah, Coach, how important was it to withstand the emotion of Nikola getting the MVP award, and what were you expecting that kind of energy from them to start out the game?
Well, we expected it. I've said this a number of times. We respect what Jokic has done this season. He's the best player in the league for a reason. At the same time, we had a game to play, and we knew that they might give him the trophy. And that was part of the poise that we talked about this morning, that we were going to have to fight that, the energy from the crowd. Those are huge moments for this organization and this city. And so we were fighting a lot of things. But I think because we have veteran guys who've been in a ton of situations, Chris and Jay, those guys were galvanizing the group even before jump ball, like, let's go, we're here for business. And we didn't want to disrespect Jokic's moment. At the same time, we also came here to win a game. And so that's something that we've stressed for a while, is being able to have poise in those moments, whether it's an emotional fouling situation or something like tonight, which is a pretty unique situation.
Next is Gerald Brigay with Fansided, followed by Melissa Rowland.
Hey, piggybacking off of that, Jokic obviously, had a 32-point triple-double. He had a good game, but you guys made him work. I think he shot 13 for 29. Just what'd you think of the job that DA and the rest of the guys did on kind of making him work for those points?
DA's played him well. I mean, I think Jokic would say the same thing. A lot of his shots are tough shots. I mean, I'm looking from the bench, and he's elevating his shot, putting more arc on it because DA's so long and athletic. And so we like the way that DA's defending him, and we like our team defense around Jokic. He had a big night, but he took 29 shots, and he's a really good player, so he's probably going to have those types of numbers. But we like the defense that DA is playing right now, and Dario's fighting Jokic and forcing him off of his sweet spot, and those guys are battling, and our team defense around that particular environment is pretty solid.
We have time for three more. Next up is Melissa Rowland with Fox Sports, and then George Stoya.
Hey, Monty. Chris Paul has had 34 assists and 3 turnovers in this series. I'm curious, what's your communication like with him when he's in such a crazy zone?
I try not to fill his head up with too much stuff and let him do his thing. We'll communicate about something that I see on the floor or he sees, but for the most part, that's just Chris. He's an unbelievable basketball player, but he has an unbelievable mind and will to play the game. And so I'm not even sure he even thinks about the turnovers. I think he's just trying to make the right plays, and he's putting guys in position to score the ball. But again, he's done that his whole career. And so we do talk a lot in game about something I see or he sees, but for the most part, that's just him making plays.
Final two questions are George Stoya with the Denver Gazette and Paul Richardson.
Yeah, Monty, you touched on it a little bit, but you guys dominated the third quarter again tonight. You've dominated the third quarter, the entire series, I think, winning by 10 points in all 3 games in that quarter. Is that just a result of halftime adjustments, or why do you think you guys have found so much success in the third quarter?
Yeah, I have no idea. I mean, every team makes adjustments or we try to do what we were trying to do better. But it certainly wasn't anything on my part, not a schematic thing or some clever speech. I'm just grateful that we've had those types of third quarters. Yeah, that's it. I mean, I wish I could give you something to write about, some chess piece that I moved or something like that, but that's just not the case. Our guys have come out with a great deal of force, and it starts with our defense. We've been able to get stops and consecutive stops in the third quarter, and that really gives us a lot of energy and juice because we can get out and transition.
Final question is Paul Richardson with the Sports Cave.
Coach, obviously you had a closeout game against LA, big game. How quickly mentally now have you flipped the page to the closeout game, knowing how tough it's going to be to close out Denver at home, knowing they don't want to lose that game at home?
Well, our focus right now is to, we've stressed all year long, do the next right thing. Let's get back to the hotel, get some food, rest. We'll get in the gym tomorrow, watch film, and prepare for the game. We know what we're facing. We respect this team, and there's a lot in front of us, but we can't handle it right now. We got to, get back to the hotel, get some rest, and then, get ready for a big game when we come back into this building.
All right, DA, thanks for joining. We're going to start with Dwayne Rankin with the Arizona Republic.
Yeah, Deandre, how rewarding is tonight's game, knowing that, Jokic, you knew he was going to come out aggressive, had the big night, but you guys not only won the game, but won pretty soundly and being able to do it with, with the collective effort.
I mean, that's what we do. We stick to what we do best. Stuck to our coverages. We played as a unit together. We made sure we emphasized togetherness tonight. We know we here in a great city, great arena as well. It was loud, but just having your brothers back and staying focused was the main thing.
Next up is Kellen Olson with Arizona Sports, followed by Gina Mizell.
Hey, DA, when you look at the way Denver has come at you guys this series and even LA last series, they're throwing a ton of defenses at you, obviously, but you guys have been able to play through them all and score efficiently against all those types. What does it say just how you guys have built offensively this year and understanding the system and beating those coverages?
Yeah, just mainly knowing each other's personnel. We have so many like sizes on our team as well, and a lot of guys who can shoot the ball. So it's just, really sharing the ball, playing in our offense, and just sharing it, sharing the ball and moving. And that's what we do a great job of, trusting our teammates, trusting our two superstars, CP and D-Book, and to make great plays, and that's what they did.
Next up is Gina Mizell with Suns.com, and then Gerald Briguet.
Hey, DA, your eyes got kind of big while looking at that box score just now. What stands out to you? Why'd your eyes get so big?
Hey, Jokic had 20 rebounds. That's 10 offensive rebounds, 10. That's insane. Yeah, that's insane. And 10 assists. I did not know that. That's amazing. Yep, MVP.
But you still, he was 13 of 29 from the floor. So did you feel like you at least were able to make it tough on him defensively, that he had to make some tough shots?
I tried. Honestly, I could just say I tried. That's all I can say.
Next up is Gerald Briguet with Fansided, followed by Leonardo Torres.
Hey, DA, it's a third straight game where Chris Paul just was dominant in that fourth quarter, hitting a lot of back-breaking mid-rangers. Just what did you see from him as far as his ability and his feel for the game to just take over in those moments?
Man, C knows best. He knows when we need shots like that to be knocked down, where the defense, the coverages change late in the stretch, where the roll isn't available, corner threes ain't available. It's just got to guard mano. Let's go to the pick and roll. And, C's, like we all say, the point guard in that. And, he just took care of business, Great players make great plays. And, we trusted him and, just try to get, somebody off him just to give him a little space to get to his spots, and he executed.
Next up is Leonardo Torres from Peru, followed by Dwayne Rankin.
Hi, DA. It's Leonardo Torres from Peru. Congrats on your win. DA, what will be the team's mindset for Game 4, knowing that you can close the series on the road?
I'm not getting happy on the farm. Know that this is a great team, and we have to respect everyone on that team, and we have to finish the job the correct way. Finish the classic way and just compete till the end.
Final question is going to be Dwayne Rankin with the Arizona Republic.
Deandre, I don't know if you've ever been mic'd up before for an ESPN game. Maybe you have. What was that experience like? Did you find yourself, maybe I shouldn't say that because that's going to be on camera?
Man, first of all, I warned all my teammates, that I have a mic on, so just be careful. And, just having fun, to be honest. I love talking to my teammates during the game. I love communicating on defense, even though it was very loud in there. But other than that, I'm not really thinking about that. I'm just competing the best way I can and communicating. And, hopefully you guys capture some of that today.
All right, Chris, thank you for joining. We're going to start with Dwayne Rankin with the Arizona Republic and then Kellen Olson.
Thank you. Chris, if I could just keep you in this exact moment here for a second, how satisfying, I know the series isn't over, that's why I didn't want to move forward, but how satisfying is a game like this where all the emotion that Denver came in with and, you guys knowing that they were desperate to get a win and then being able to close the way you guys did tonight?
Man, it's very satisfying. We knew that this was going to be an emotional game for them with Joker being presented the MVP trophy before the game. And we just kept talking about trying to withstand their runs. It's a good win for us. That team over there, they play hard the entire game, and it's a good win.
Next up is Kellen Olson with Arizona Sports and then Gina Mizell.
Hey, Chris, you've been on a lot of teams and played a lot of seasons. When you've watched offenses grow and develop over the course of the year, what sticks out about the way you guys have done it this year? Because it seems like teams are throwing these defenses at you and trying everything in the playoffs, and you guys are still succeeding.
I think it's a huge credit to our coaching staff. We so prepared, man, going into every game. And I think the dopest part about it is to see the progression of it, to see the attention to detail early in the season, regular season, halfway through the season. And it's fun playing the way that we play. The coaches have prepared us for everything. If they trap, look at this, share the ball, 0.5, and it's a special team to be a part of.
Next up is Gina Mizell with Suns.com, followed by Nick King.
Hey, Chris, to kind of piggyback off that last question, you mentioned after the last game just how satisfying it's been to see stuff in practice sort of translate for real into games in these types of moments. Can you expand on that a little bit more as far as just like those details that you've talked about in the preparation that you've drilled all season? Like what is specifically or what you're most proud of, I guess, that's translating into games?
Yeah, with our team all season long, we've had growing pain. We've had this, that, me and DA talking about what we see on the screen, hold the screen, set it this way. We all been getting to know each other. And I can't say enough about DA and what he does for our team. He does all the things that don't show up on the stat sheet. Those jump shots that I hit towards the end of the game, those don't happen without him. Setting the screen, setting it with pace, the rebounds and all that. He's so selfless, man, and we own him a lot. But he's showing you why he is who he is.
Next up is Nick King with Channel 3, Channel 5, followed by Michael Kelly.
Chris, I was asking Monty this. You guys, the last 5 games now, the fourth quarter lead has been double digits just about every second of those 5 games. I asked him if he'd ever seen anything like that in the playoffs, to have 5 straight games where it's just a blowout like that. Anything come to mind, or just what do you think that says about where you guys are at?
I think it just shows how balanced our team is. I said it last game, when guys come out, we tag in. Me and Book was talking about it after the game. Cam Payne hit the step back 3, then Cam Johnson hit the 3. We really play as a team, and we built that trust over the season, and it's a fun way to play.
Final 2 questions are going to be Michael Kelly with the Associated Press, followed by Gerald Briguet.
Yeah, Chris, you mentioned trying to kind of withstand that emotion of Joker getting the MVP Monty said earlier that it was you and Jay that kind of got the guys together and said, "Hey, let's take care of business." What can how do you get through that? How do you get that through to the younger guys that this is just something to get through?
We just talk all the time. We talk about everything, man. I told the guys I actually played against OKC when KD got presented his trophy before the game. Jay is a guy on our team that has swept the team before. This is the first time in my career I've ever been up 3-0 in a series. So, just staying in the moment, understanding the importance of every game, and knowing too that even though it's 3-0, as long as they over there being led by Mike Malone, that team over there gonna keep fighting.
Final question is going to be Gerald Brigade with Fansided.
Hey, Chris, you mentioned all the little things that DA does. Jokic had 32 tonight, but it took him 29 shots to get there. Just what did you think about the job that he did against Jokic in making him work for those points?
Unbelievable. He's the MVP for a reason, and we just tell DA all game long, just make it tough on him. Make it tough on him. And DA's attention to detail, how he guards, how he boxes out, rebounds, and running. Like I said, we ask so much of him, and he can't do any more than he's doing.
All right, Book, thanks for joining. First up is going to be Dwayne Rankin with the Arizona Republic.
Devin, this is 6 straight playoff wins to tie a franchise record. I saw you at one point late in the game, with a smile. How satisfying not only has tonight been, but just this run you guys are on as far as the postseason.
I honestly think that's the best part about it is, we're having fun with it. We're playing for each other. When things get tough, we come together even more. So just little things like that we worked on through the regular season, that we talked about through the regular season is coming true right now. So, we're still sticking with it. We still have a closeout game Sunday that we're looking forward to. So, we have our eyes on the prize, and we're going to keep going.
Next up is Kellen Olson with Arizona Sports, followed by Gina Mizell.
Hey, Book, Monty said you guys played with a relentless attitude today. When you look at these types of games where the opponent keeps coming, but then you guys eventually wear them down, what is that in the team? What brings that out of you guys?
I think it's just the depth that we've talked about all the way through. And, some of our players that are not even rotation right now, Langston, Javon, Etuan, are also players too, and they push us every day in practice. So, I think the depth of our team, 15, 16, 17 people deep, are just ready to play. I think that can wear on the team. When the subs come in, or I remember Coach Cal used to call us the second platoon, the reinforcements come in, and, there's no drop off there. So, it takes a total team effort for us, and, we showed that tonight.
Next is Gina Mizell with Suns.com, followed by Nick King.
Hey, Book, kind of similar to the question I just asked Chris. Chris has been so complimentary about how this coaching staff has prepared you guys for every game during these playoffs. I'm just wondering, what is unique you feel about this staff and how they do that every single day, whether it's in practice, meetings, film, just all that stuff?
Just straight shooters. They're just real with you, real honest with each other. Same thing I talk about, with our team on the floor, that no one has hard feelings if somebody, is giving them some advice, or constructive criticism. We take it up, we take it on, and we take on the challenge, and we try not to make the same mistakes again. So, we get that same thing from the coaching staff, from Coach Mott, Coach KY, Coach Willie Green, all the way through Brian Randall, everybody. It takes a collective group to do what we've been doing.
Next up is Nick King with Channel 3, Channel 5, followed by Nicole Jarina.
Devin, I feel like you and Chris, especially a little bit of Mikhail, we're just getting a ton of mid-range looks, kind of getting to your spots. You guys, especially you and Chris, from like 15 feet and in, getting a shot from there, like how good of a sign is that when you guys are getting a bunch of looks from that area?
Yeah, I think they switched their coverage a little bit. I think what led to a few of my turnovers to start the game where, they're doing the hard chase and having the drop coverage, which is different from the first two games. And just knowing that they're going to, make some type of adjustment, probably trying to limit corner threes, what they're giving up in the first few games. So, that's on me and Chris. I think you've seen late in the game, Chris, got there a few times and closed out the game with a couple of them. But, that's an easier shot when you go in not worrying about the guy behind you and, just making him pay for playing that type of defense.
Next is Nicole Jarino from Puerto Rico, and then Gerald Briguet.
Hi, Devin. Congrats for the win.
Thank you.
Jokic, you're welcome. Jokic talked tonight about the challenge that DA brings for him in the paint. So how much mean for the team DA performance against the MVP of the league and his impact for the team in displaying the playoff?
Yeah, DeAndre's been playing his ass off the whole playoffs. From going from Anthony Davis first to, Jokic, MVP of the league, those aren't easy matchups. And we're proud of him and his growth. We tell him, just make it hard. Just make it hard on him. He's going to hit some tough shots. That's what he does. Just consistently wear him down throughout the game. And, he's so locked into that. And I know he has a lot of respect for Jokic. And, I love when he respects somebody and then he goes at him that much more. That's the mindset that you need to have. And, he's been making it tough on him. Obviously, he still had 32 and got it going a little bit, but, I feel it took 29 shots to get there, and DeAndre is just taking on the challenge, and, I'm proud of it.
Next is Gerald Briguet with Fansided, and then Paul Richardson.
Hey, Book. At the start of that fourth quarter, Chris Paul did his thing again. He's been doing that all series in those fourth quarters. As someone who is used to having the ball in his hands and taking over and making big plays in fourth quarters as well, what's that like for you having a teammate who's also capable of doing that playing right beside you?
I love it. That takes the pressure off. It creates open shots for everybody. I think the tandem of us both being able to do that and create for other people at the same time makes it a tough coverage for the defense. And that's that. So, that's been the story of the season for us, and, we're gonna stick with it.
We have time for three more. Next is Paul Richardson with the Sports Cave, and then Christos Saltis.
Book, obviously, closeout games, you have one under your belt already. How important is it to you, confidence-wise, as a team, that this isn't uncharted territory? Now you're going into a closeout game and know what that atmosphere is going to be like.
Yeah, we've experienced one, already, and, just understand that, those guys are going to give up. They got the MVP of the league over there, the well-coached Mike Malone, and, they have some players that play very hard, and, nobody ever wants their season to end. So, we know they're going to give it their best shot, and we're prepared for that.
Final two questions are Christos Saltis from Greece and Michael Kelly.
Hey, Devin, great game tonight. What is the most impressive part of your team in that series overall against the Nuggets? And for you personally, how big luxury is to have to share the backcourt with Chris Paul? What did you learn from him, especially on the playoff series?
What was the first question again?
What's the most impressive part of your team in the playoffs and especially in the series against the Nuggets?
I'd say the ability to just keep playing. We've had some really good fourth quarters to close teams out, and make the margin, kind of unreachable. But, teams have been around a lot of games. I think we were down at halftime the last game in Phoenix to Denver. So, just trying to establish the wear down effect, just keep playing hard all the way through the whole game. I feel like that's a lot to deal with. And, learning from Chris, that's been something before we're even teammates. Our relationship started before I was even in the NBA, and, he's always been that type of guy, that mentor to come in and, give you anything you see. Every time we played against him when he was in OKC or Houston, he always chopped it up with me after the game. And now seeing it, firsthand, seeing his approach to the game, seeing his routine, seeing how he takes care of his body. I'm listing a bunch of things that are off the court, that leads to, his success on the court. So, it's definitely inspiring.
Final question is Michael Kelly with the Associated Press.
Yeah, Devin, Monty Williams talked about how, Chris and Jay kind of talked to you guys before the game just to fight through that emotion of Joker getting the MVP award. Did that help, and how were you guys able to, get out to a good start despite that?
We weren't focused on that. to be honest. And, we huddled up as a team as they were doing, the ceremony and said, right when they get off the court, let's go out there and be locked in. So that's been our main objective for us, throughout the whole season is, trying to just worry about ourselves, worry about us as a team and, what we're doing in-house. And, it's created a lot of success for us.